Obviously, the biggest story of ever for Americans is their election process. But it's it's like fucking, oh, I found my favorite football team. I'm gonna sit and do nothing about it. Just cast one vote and maybe steal one vote from someone else who's my follower or whatever. Ugh. Are these all states? This is all I get? This looks like garbage. This can't be all. But I need it. So how do I get it? It's still live, by the way, for some reason. It's still being updated. Actually, I'll take this thing. So my biggest argument is when you get a 50-50 split, electoral votes don't translate to you at all. You get 10 votes, and Donald Trump gets 10 votes. That's how it's supposed to be done. Instead, we have this weird fucking bullshit. I mean, electoral votes would still work and would still fulfill their purpose. Their main purpose is to ensure that no group of people in one location, despite how big their population is, like California, would fucking storm Joe Biden every single time. And Joe Biden would, or just, the blue will win every time just because California. But still, California does get a lot of votes. But there is no, ultimate red state. Think about it this way as well. It doesn't exist anymore. So what are we even competing against here? And I'll kind of support, the losing side here. Because potentially, who knows what kind of results we're going to find. But I will adapt to those results and see how it feels like, boys. Alright. I'll do my electoral bullshit right now. So let's pull up the story. It's what if elections were actually decent and not just like a fad? Oh, hey guys, wanna do some planking today? Oh yeah, dude. Planking. But didn't we live through planking? Didn't we survive the war? No, planking is still fine. We survived YOLO though. Okay, now you live forever. Oh no, what do I do forever? I'm so bored and stupid. Alright, so we're gonna take the percentage and we're gonna extract electoral votes. That's all we're gonna do. First, we're gonna do it for Biden and see how much actual points he collected. Because again, Electoral College spreads out electoral votes and makes sure that, the deserted places still get plenty of points to be, respected and valued in high esteem. Okay. This has nothing to do with this election. It has everything to do with Electoral College and how stupid it is, basically. Biden might still win, and it's very likely to win because it got even the popular vote and whatever, right? He's winning by 5 million. How can you lose? Unless Donald Trump actually spread out himself so very well to collect the votes that do fucking matter in a way that we'll see, basically, right? In a way that it covers my personal way of voting. And you never know, maybe I'll have to create a fucking country with states in my life. I'll never know. Maybe I'll live forever. I have to know all these things. This is one of the worst things that intelligence gives you. Okay. High intelligence makes you respect any amount of knowledge you can claim. Okay? So when I sit here and I'm like, oh, there's probably a glitch here, I'll fix it and I'll claim all of it. All of that shit. Alright, so Joe Biden got 60% or 59 for 12 electoral votes. Now, it's annoying how I have to learn now the states as well, so I don't bump into the same state. But I think we have a clear line of how we're gonna travel, right? I'm gonna do this loop-de-loop. Hit Louisiana. I mean, it should be pretty simple. We're gonna hit like this, hit this, and then hit all these motherfuckers. Alright. And we're gonna check every single percentage here. Alright. It's gonna be a long process. I don't think I need to record everything, but I'll give you guys the big idea of what I'm trying to do here. So we times it the percentage, and he gets 7 votes. Now, what do we do with this little shit? Okay, this would say, oh, he gets actually 8 votes. No, we round it up, okay? Or we round it down. We just round the fucking number, basically. Almost like trimming the number, but we rounding up. If it's like 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, we're kind of gonna ignore like 0.6, 0.5, 0.4 because they actually gonna turn into a half of electoral vote. Okay. Halfery. So immediately we can start building states and whatnot. Grab Washington, right? Dashington. Washington. I'll call it Dashington now. Because why the fuck not? So Biden gets 7. Which is quite a lot. I think I should do both at the same time. So 39 for Donald Trump. That would result in, we kind of have to round this up to 7. And we give him 5. Versus 5, okay. Oregon. Named by Oregon. It's just, I will learn every state now, accidentally. Because I'm so excited. 57. And it gives you 7 votes. I think we might even want to like eliminate the bigger candidates, right? So that's an important deal. And understand who they are in the first place, like New York, Pennsylvania, okay. Yeah, Pennsylvania is just inches, man. It inches away from it's just like super middle state, and yet it goes to Biden, and it's kind of painful to a lot of people, I would say. But other than that, I mean, yeah, sure, Biden probably won. And we're like, well, it had enough of Donald Trump. I guess you can do your thing. Democratic and Republican parties, okay. Got your Democratic Party. Whatever that means, man. Yeah, we're gonna skip around and pick up the bigger bigger deals here. 6.6. Actually, what the fuck am I doing here? 646, right? So that's 35.5. Okay. The way I do 0.5 is x. And we combine two x's together and we get a 1. Donald Trump with 33.4. That's still a lot, you know, like for a completely blue-washed state. If I click on it, what happens? I don't care what happens, honestly. My brain gets malfunctioned, actually, what happens. $33. Okay, we're just gonna say 334. It's a lot easier that way. Donald Trump gets 18 votes. I mean, electoral votes. Well, it's votes, whatever. So Joe Biden immediately leads by a lot. We could potentially use a system that we have here and collect all the things. Why not, right? E. Biden 7. A. Trump 5. Multitasking, boys. E. Biden. We have to collect X's, however. I don't want to multiply the points by 2. Alright, so we have 42 and 23. 42 and a half, if we're being honest about it. We're gonna hit Texas now. Texas was not washed red. Neither was Florida. Nothing was washed red. Alabama, maybe. We'll see, man. Maybe something matters here. And, you know, the election still counts. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's bad. That didn't trigger me at all. Okay. Just, probably just looking at Pennsylvania triggers me the most. Like, okay. You sure? Are you sure you win, Biden? You sure? Is this how it works? Fucking weird, man. All you need to do is just be close enough. Oh wow, Wisconsin also pretty lame on the middle. I mean, a lot of states actually. Yeah, it's so weird. So 52.2, or rather 522 times 522, get 20. Alright, so I'll start pumping these numbers up. You get the idea now. The main thing we have to check is, like, what does it look like after all results calculated? How do electoral votes look like? 'Cause that's the one I care about. Joe Biden, 464. For 38. 464. 7.5. Okay. We can remove the X now. And give it 18 points. Biden, 18 points. So far it's 60 versus 43. Okay. 99 reporting. Oh yeah, there's... Wait. Why are these light blue and light... That's fucking weird. Leads. So that means it's not decided yet, but yeah. Cool. Cool, okay. Florida, 29. We're working with 29. 512. 15 points. Wait, that's Trump, right? On top. Can't mix this up. So we get 15 points. How much Biden gets from Florida? 479. Again, we hit these states. We even hit Oregon, I think. No, we didn't. We're gonna hit the biggest ones. It doesn't actually set up to be the biggest ones here, which kind of is lame. But it definitely shows a lot of 50% stuff. For some reason, exclusively almost. The 50%. Maybe it's the last ones that got known, pretty much. Swing states, yeah. Got you, okay. 479. That's 14 points. Switching from Trump to Biden is a little bit of a mess as well. You probably want to group up like 3 states or something. It does feel like it doesn't matter that much, but whatever. I hate doing all this work. But it's a big deal, right? So let's hit New York. 557. Okay, 557 for 29 points. 557 gives us 16 for Biden. For Donald Trump is 43. And 12.5. Okay. Biden 16. Trump is 12. We give Trump an X. We can put like this, or even in the chat. Trump X, Biden, nothing. Leads by 20 points so far. That's pretty cool. Overall, we have a lead of like 25%. Let's double check. 27%, 26% lead. And on my calculations, kind of similar as well. So far there's no conflict, right? basically. And we are looking for that 27% lead. However, the vote lead is not 27%. Which is fucking weird. Actually, probably it's better to do like this. No. 29 divided. We're gonna actually see a much better lead, I think. So it would be 35% lead. But like, whichever would you fucking choose properly. Maybe 27 is fine. Okay, Michigan, let's hit that. It has juicy 16, but it's split very much, right? Okay. 16 for 506. 506 gives us 8. Does Donald Trump get 8 as well? 16 times 479. He gets 7.5 actually. Alright. This is kind of sketchy number, but I'm still gonna give it a half. He has an X though. Both of them again 8. Biden 8. Trump 8. Also, just misspelled Biden. We have a new Biden in town. Yikesies. What other big state we can hit? So Pennsylvania, definitely. And Ohio, okay, so we're gonna hit those. Are there big states in here? There's one, New Jersey, okay. So this will be 10-10 at Pennsylvania. 497 for 20 votes. That's a 10. Donald Trump, 491 for 20 votes. That's also a 10. They both got a 10. Yeah, Biden, you're visible now. So many points. I'll never forget you, actually. With so much influence. Ohio, okay. 18,534 for Trump. That is 9.5. So that is 9. And a little XC, Joe Biden, 452. So 9 and 8. Trump 9, Biden 8. Alright. We're probably gonna get a result between electoral votes and actual votes. Something in between. Yeah. So here we have like 2.5%, we have 27% here. I think it's gonna be around 13% maybe, or 20. Let's hit Sit our New Jersey. 587. Oh, that's a lot. It's a big lead. 14. That's an 8. And 400. And 1. Five and a half, which finishes our X to give Trump 6. And Trump gets 6, Biden gets 8. All right. We can see... I can't see, actually. We have to divide it. We see 17% lead. It's kind of predictable. Georgia. Both of them get 8. I don't even need to double check. But I'm gonna double check anyways. But I don't need to. What I need to do is 494. Okay? Because both of them pretty much have it at the moment. In the middle. Both of them get 8. Biden 8. Trump 8. Alright, the percentage is going down. Did we check Illinois? I don't think so, man. I don't think we checked Illinois. But we checked something here, didn't we? We just probably didn't say it out loud and like, fuck it. I fucked it up. And didn't note it down either. Now I suck so bad, apparently. 20 points. Biden 558. 11 points. Donald Trump 423. 8.5. 11, 8.5. Does that sound familiar? Because it does not. Does not at all sound familiar. So yeah, Illinois is cleared. And Trump gets a half. And 8 versus Biden 11. Trump. Okay, Trump. $24 difference so far. Obviously, like, you want to make things simple or whatnot, but I really don't like the... I don't think we checked Michigan at all. Did we? Sounds familiar, though. Let's do it anyways. 16. That's 8. 479. It sounds familiar. Jesus Christ. I do have to note it down now. But this is how boring it is. Just boring. 7 and 8. There must be something like that, right? But there isn't. Okay. So we got it in. Oh, wow. I actually remember this number, by the way. What's going on here? Oh, 8, 8. I see now. Oh yeah, absolutely. So we got the big states. Does this really split in half? Let's check. This is interesting. We have 15 times 501. So into 7.5. It should split for byte in 2. And it did. It kind of does. No, I would say it doesn't. It has to be 4, 5, 6. It actually knocks out half of a point. That's a big deal. So we give Donald Trump 7.5. Probably it's worth now noting states that we cleared. Now. Yeah. Now. So we're gonna collect that real quick. And we give Biden 7. Trump gets 8 because he already had a half point. Alright, this could still be very close, because when I collect the red states, there's so many. But, holy shit, is there a lot of blue ones, right? Well, they're not big. They're not as big as I would like it to be. To be decisive, you know? Big and it's decisive. Obviously, you know, like, oh wow, well, if we split the state, like, we still need to know who wins, right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You figure it out. For me, I just look at it as a programmer's standpoint. Like, if there's a division, high division, it's unstable. It has to be respected as such too. So let's collect all the states we actually checked. We checked Texas, we checked Georgia, we checked North Carolina. TXGANC. North Carolina. What else do we have? We have checked Pennsylvania, New York, PANI. We checked New Jersey, which is NJ, and INJPA. We checked Illinois, Ohio, IL-O. And Michigan, Il-Mi-O. Okay. What else do we have? Probably that's it. We can double check. I think Florida, I missed that one. We can double check. We have 12 states, right? We have 12 votes casted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, clappity clap, man, because I did it. I untangled a mess. Isn't that beautiful? So we're gonna collect a lot of super red states, like big red states. We're gonna collect the big blue states now. Let's put Arizona real quick. It seems like a half and a half. Okay, I got it. That's a half, and it's so close to not being a half for Donald Trump. What a sad time. Oh man. It's so close that I will actually give it to him. This is still a 4 technically for me. If it's a 9. But yeah, we just split it in half. It's not a big deal. Arizona is AZ. Okay. Biden 5. Trump is 5. So we split this thing in half. Alright, let's grab some big juicy red ones. Alabama. For Donald. How much of a lead does he get for this thing? And we're gonna just shuffle it up, right? I'm gonna take a big red one, big blue one. We're gonna juggle the states and see what kind of lead one gets. Right now, we're gonna nail down a 23-point lead. Let's see if that changes. Let's see if we're going a certain direction, basically. So 9 times this, we get 5.5. Biden, however, at 9, 3, 6, 4, he gets only 3. We get 5.5, they get 3. Biden 3. We get 3-point lead for this one. And what was the state? Alabama. AL. But we lose our X. So we got a half point. Okay. Next is a blue state. What kind of juicy blue state do you have there, buddy? Joe Biden at Maryland. MD. Let's quickly check MD. And what do we get here? 633, okay. For 10 points. Oh, yeah, it works out. It's just super easy, actually. You get what you get. Which is 6.3. It gives you 6, and Donald Trump gets 3.5. Biden gets 6, and Trump gets 3. Now with that, Trump also gets an X. What else do we have from the red ones? Let's pick it up. As long as Donald Trump is like getting even like a half point, which he did, I'll continue this juggling process basically. Okay. Missouri. M-O. Welcome, Missouri. I'm gonna open up a new map. Clear that as well. With states. 50 states. Is it really? Who cares? 52, right? If we're being generous. Alright, so Missouri, same deal. 10 electoral votes means we can just read it off. 5.5 and 4. Okay. Five and a half, which is 6. right? Because we gave him just now. Double check if you see everything. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so we just read it 5.5 and 4. We get 2.5 lead if we continue. I'll continue checking. Massachusetts. Okay, MA. This is a big juicy one for Biden. Actually take a huge hit. Wow, okay. The underdogs. Okay, 5.6. 6.56. 7.2. Okay. 11.326. Whoa. Really? Oh, that's a big hit. Absolutely. So we get 3.5, but Biden gets 7. Three and 7. I guess we can do it till we hit 270, right? It's a very simple deal. Who is the first one to hit 270? For me, you know, it's a different deal actually, because my election process is different. It might require not 270, maybe a little bit more. But this is the half point, isn't it? So it just makes sense that if you hit 270, it's over. You got the half of the country already, regardless. If neither side gets 270, however, well, we see who gets most. But we actually have to read everything. But at the same time, you know what the missing piece is that can be distributed. At some point there is no missing piece. And nothing can be distributed. Wisconsin is actually not red. It's so easy to read those two states that I'll just do it. And Joe Biden gets pretty much a half a point of a lead in this case. So 5... Okay. So we get 10 for Joe Biden and 9 for Donald Trump, 9.5. God damn it. Oh yeah, I think he just got a half point, so both of them get 10. So those blue states were not that big blue, okay? Quite divided. Okay, Trump. 25? Okay, interesting. Again, we're gonna try and hit 270, but I just don't think I can squeeze that hard. Maybe we're gonna try and hit 230 or 220, something like that, because it's actually very difficult to grind up the smaller states. We got MN and WE. MNV, okay. Yeah, we just did the MA. I don't think there's big stuff here going on. Even 7 doesn't look big enough. South Carolina. Alright. Let's grind this up. This looks pretty good for Trump. That's a 5, and Joe Biden gets 4. 5 and a 4. Okay. South Carolina, yeah. I have to like mark states before I put them in. What else do I have left? Alabama is actually checked. Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee is in yet. So let's put Tennessee in it. This looks good for Donald Trump too. 11. 6.5 gives me an X. 6 and 3, I believe. No, 4. Okay. Yeah, 6 and 4. It will be interesting, maybe even checking Trump versus Hillary. But we're probably gonna just pick up the major states again. LA. Look at the true LA right there. How is this LA, by the way? Or is Los Angeles not a state? Just a city or something? Oh well. Well, we have LA, I guess. Donald Trump at 585. 4.6. 4.5, okay. So we get a 5. We get 5, Joe Biden gets 3. 5 and 3. Are we getting closer? Well, we're never gonna get close enough. We need 20 points, actually. And we got 5 points closer. And I think those are all states that I just are big enough to make a difference. I think. Missouri is checked. Yeah. Can we do 200? Let's just hit 200 with Biden or whatever. Colorado. CO. Five, 5, 3. That's a 5. Donald Trump. That will be a 4. 5 and 4. Biden winning by 21 points. we take anything else at all? We took the South Carolina. Kentucky, okay. Do we have Indiana in here? We don't have Indiana. Ooh, okay. It's gonna be useful. I guess I'll squeeze in Connecticut. Alright, 3 more states. Indiana, Kentucky, and CT. N-K-I-C-T. Gonna be last states that I give off about. Then I'll just be like, oh, how many states do we have? But also it's kind of important, like the deals. Is it really blue? Or just fake blue? Because these are quite red. Okay, and also kind of fake red. I don't know, man. So weird. I'll just take the results of what I grind up after these 3 states. And that's it. That's gonna be my final results. Six. And then 41. For Biden, 4.5. 6, 4.5. Biden gets 5. Donald Trump gets 6. Still, we didn't squeeze in the lead. What we can do, which is very fun, we can take every red state that's left over, and we can see if Donald Trump even has a chance of bringing himself up. That's it. And also very interesting of how many electoral votes he can truly get, but no, that is not interesting at all. Also, we actually collected so many electoral votes already. That's fascinating by itself. And Trump just kind of deserves a little bit more credit in general, right? Because we're talking about a lot of points here. A lot of just percentage. We should get the same exact percentage in a way, actually. But it's just because the distribution can be weird, I kind of want to see everything in a way. But we're going to see the big picture, not the well-defined one. We're just going to grab the big one so far. 8. That's the number, right? Donald Trump gets 5. And Joe Biden gets 3. 5-3. That's pretty good. Still found a state for 8 points. And the last one, Kentucky, 7 points. That's a 4. And 3. All right. This would be my result. We kind of pretty much hit 220. Might as well find a state of 6 points or something. Utah. Well, we need We need something that splits in half. Oregon splits in half very nicely. Last state, Oregon. Maybe we can find every state with 7 points now, but I checked Colorado. I don't think there are. Oklahoma. Okay. I said okay many times. I can say okay to that. Let's give more points. I'm kind of into it. Biden gets 4. Trump gets 3. 4 and 3. Okay, state. Ooh, that's a big one. 4-3. Yeah, in my point of view, there's not much Trump can do. I mean, in everyone's point of view, that was a crushing defeat. And, that's cool. We'll see what happens. Honestly. I want to see what happens. Everyone wants to see what happens. But in a way that, you know, whatever. You got what you wanted, liberals. I want to see what happens now. Yeah. Now I'm not so mad at Rebecca Black for going blue hair. What the fuck, man? I guess that's a nice prediction. That's a nice sacrifice if it works out. You're so fucking confident about it. I'll take it, man. I like confidence. 4.5 for Trump and 2 points for Biden. Wait, we get the half? Yeah. Get that X in here. 4 and 2. $19 points. We're not far behind, honestly. But it does look like there's no big deals going on. I want to know how this looks like. At 3 points, we get literally nothing from Colombia. DC, oh wow. That sounds nice. Welcome to DC, motherfuckers. Yeah, in DC you're gonna get killed if you are a Trump supporter, so it's a little bit scary. Yeah, Joe Biden gets all the points. There's no way this tiny Donald Trump finger is gonna do anything. So yeah, Biden gets all 3 points. Damn. Anything else interesting on the landscape of numbers? Wyoming. I'll take it. It looks interesting at least. We also have half of a point, so we're probably gonna have to use it. Before I quit, you know? What an injustice. Didn't give me a half point, but is Joe Biden gonna get No. He does get it. So 2-1. Still at 19? No, it's 21 now. Okay. 21. What else can we get? What are we looking for? We're looking for something that would give us a half point. This looks like a half point. Rhode Island, okay. Okay, where is it? Yep, 1.5. We're gonna use our half point, but that means he gets 2.5, doesn't it? Oh, come on. This will never work. Not very much actually. I'll take it as 2 points. 2 and 2. But this time we lost halfway there, and I say quits at this point. Bottom gets 2, Trump gets 2. There's no like super pointy states that would give us a lot of juice or whatever. And I don't care about swing states, honestly. Is there something else we can do? What's going on here? I honestly don't know what's going on. Needed. It's probably no better map than what Google gives us. I'll take it, man. All states. Is there anything I can do to enter this thing? It would be so nice. Yeah, I'll just leave it as it is then. I can count up like missing states or whatever. We can pretend like we get half of a point for every red state that's left over. And that would still not be enough. 21 is needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 states. So even if we squeeze like 6 points out of it, out of those 12 states, we don't win. Even if we get 12 points out of those states, we don't win. And that shows electoral voting still works, right? On a surface level. It should still work to some degree. But there's always that idea that you just halfway there, you just get 51% and you win, and just so painful for a lot of people. It doesn't look as painful anymore, to be honest, but it's quite close. 21 points. It still looks quite close. If all the blue states were like completely 50-50 or whatever, and there's not actually a lot of blue states left that we haven't checked, meaning that the 12 states that we have here would probably get those 6 points, but not much else, because we can pretend like, oh, the other states are just like 50-50 and we get like 6 points squeezed, and it's still not good enough. While in general we get final result of 10% difference. So it's not a crushing defeat in that sense. It's not a crushing defeat by popular vote as well. It just is what it is, and we're gonna relax Trump from the office. I'm just like, now I have to get to know Biden a little better and understand what the fuck is this creepy guy doing in office. What is going on? I need to get the vibes, man. I have to be prepared for what's about to happen for 4 years down the line. I mean, damn. So we're gonna check some Biden clips before I close this off, so you get the results. Final results, basically, from my point of view. Biden 229, right? Something like that. Trump 22208. Trump 08. Obviously, I would love this to be automated and whatnot. Like, that's pretty cute. But I'll take it. I'll take it for what it is. 1 hour of work. 10% loss. Okay. Yikes. Not crushing, but it's pretty big. 10% is pretty big at this point when it comes to representation, right? 10% is now, we have to reconsider a few things, but yeah, we won the previous election, so it's like, cool. 10% looks fine. If we lose just by 10%, that's fine. Swing states. So what do we do now? We're gonna look at Biden clips. Let's see how many points he can squeeze for himself using our new system of heat and whatnot. Ooh, that's a lot of points now. We actually do daily start and reset everything to 18. Yikes. And times 3 because it's very cold. Alright, let's put Biden in. Let's see what happens. Alright, I've added the ability to actually heat up the system, overheat the system completely. It's still gonna shut off and ruin pretty much most of the stuff. Most of the heat is just gonna turn into power level. So you don't get the bonus, the actual bonus that heat gives. But the other bonus that you get is just power score goes up, just like with the cooling. But this is just overheating. So anything above 100%, which would be the heat level 10, would overheat the system. And that's, if I reach like 300% overheat, and I must not let go for a minute, basically. If I let go for a minute, it's just all the heat goes out. So I want to see if I can reach that very high right now. and I would get a pretty decent benefit as well. Most importantly, this would, like, if I'm really into it, into supporting someone, I can just overheat the system to an insane degree. So let's see if I can do that at all. Another fun part is every single minute I lose 10% of the heat. So even though I can click infinite amount of time and I can reach ridiculous heat, it's still capped out at some points. Because again, 10% is pretty, quite a lot of heat. Actually, I think it's 5% every minute. No, it's 10. Holy shit. Are you sure? Every minute... Oh, it is 5. It's 5%. Okay. That's interesting. Still, the worst thing is gonna be to deal with the monitor. It's really just annoying my eyes, irritating my eyes. Like, no tablet, no fucking laptop does that. But this is just unbearable to look at. And also, I just can't adjust the brightness. I even, like, lowered the brightness even in the control panel. Which, this is not how you lower brightness. You usually have a screen, or the screen is attached to something, but, you know, and directly controllable. In this case, this is just unbearable. So, I actually should look up how much a monitor costs. I'm not sure if I can afford one, but I have to look it up anyways. Yeah, it's about 80 euros. It's something I can climb up to somehow. You can imagine how back in the day monitors were so terrible. Computers were unusable in the first place. Unless you want to fucking damage your eyes, man. And I did damage my eyes, guys, so... I do not recommend going back to the past. But you will never will. Alright, Biden. Let's figure out this guy. See if he's worth my attention in the first place. Okay, my mind is going through a much deeper discussion than just election or whatever. Because you kind of have to worry about your personal life. I'm in a crossroad fucking section every single time. Asking for more meaning. Especially when I want to make a rant video that doesn't involve any of the YouTube bullshit or whatever. It's so tough, man. There's gonna be a few questions we have to discuss. So let's enter our number 2. First things first, the memes, right? Can we really properly interact with each other? Or just in general, that would be the main question, the main lock. Can we really interact with each other? Or is this gonna be the main ceiling of having so much technology and having so little ability of actually using the technology properly and exploring the places of the world that needs to be explored? Like, everything is possible, but nothing is organized. To the point where if you organize information, you can become a YouTuber, in a way. And you probably should. And we probably should bring up the map as well. of previous perspective, which is today's perspective, but for me it's outlasted already. It's just something to understand and observe. And we have the interactive media on the 0 going into first generation. And it's almost something that I want to like discover for myself, because I know what it is. I just know. I just know because I'm doing it in a way without resources, right? Yes, everyone can jump into a Discord and start posting memes, but you're not really interacting with anyone. You might even fucking quote someone, try to make a discussion, but you're not interacting with anyone unless they have an expectation to have a discussion for a certain amount of time. If you can play a game, let's put it this way, okay? Invite anyone to play a word game. It's usually like going in 2D or 3D space and playing a game of something else doesn't make a big difference. In fact, it does make a big difference because your subject has to be familiar with the potentially more difficult rules and might even have a lot less freedom, and most importantly, they have to download something to begin with. That's a little bit, a lot to ask for, I would say. Yeah, let's say you come to Discord, I invite you to play a game, and I set up who's gonna be the judge. Most of the time, I'm gonna be the judge, because I'm the creator of the game. But someone else can judge too. And it's almost like its own little mini game for a person to judge. Everything can be translated into a game. That's kind of what perpetuates this idea. Anything can be a game. And totally fun and easy, okay? Whatever the definition of the game is. Definitely something that, tries to avoid pain and suffering of some kind. If it detects that, the game is shut down immediately. That's another thing. The game now can turn into addiction if you avoid talking about your feelings, that you don't like it anymore, that it sucks you in for wrong reasons. That's an addiction. That's not a game anymore. That's not something you should interact with. A lot of people dive a little bit too deep, and again, if you don't find a reason to do that, you're making a huge mistake. And competition is, a lot of the times, is a bad reason, okay? It's almost, the whole world of speedrunning is also a bad idea. You don't want to try and outcompete people, because other people are going to try it. And steal your attention, almost like cheat, or just blow things up. Competition is actually a very tricky thing, from my intelligent point of view. Much like my mom is trying to compete against me, talking, and out-talk me for some reason, now that I started my video. What's the point? that's where the thing is, like, yes, you can compete against someone, but that's the crazy part about competition. Competitions end fast. Very, very quickly, it is decided who gets to do what exactly. Do you get to shut up, or do you get to speak? It's very quickly decided. Unless you don't agree with it, because there's no judge, apparently. Right? So, literally what you're asking is like a gun to your head. No, if there is no judge, you listen to reason. You put down reasons. One at a time. If you can't reason, that you always lose. Both sides can lose too. Both sides can lose the ability to run a competition. Usually in games, a judge is automated, just like running 100 meters. You know pretty much who wins and who loses. It's almost very well decided, just by pure physics. Similarly to speedruns, people are trying to capture what decides the finish line. Okay? And there's a lot of ways that people are trying to secure speedruns, but this is where a fun thing happens. Just the same with the election. You can't secure anything. At some point, whether technology grows or our awareness grows, the game gets dismantled and rigged. But that's what makes an old school game. People know how to play it. People put a little bit too much attention and too much respect on it. And that respect has to be just the same way dismantled as the election was dismantled, or whatever. Whatever the game that can be rigged, that can be malfunctioning in various ways. I don't want to put election up for the question necessarily. It's just a good example of that. It's just what triggers me to think about it. And the most important part is that now with the mail-in ballots, it is recognized that it is going to last a little bit longer than you would think. Than many leftists just think, oh, it's over. The election is over. And it's not. You kind of win, but you kind of don't win. Because of the circumstances. And that's another rig that kind of sabotaged the election. That's what happened. A sabotage. Sounds fucking familiar because it's an Among Us reference. It's almost someone doesn't like it and they can sabotage things. But they have to shoot warning shots beforehand or something. So that's what we have with coronavirus, which is fucking weird. So there's a lot of moving pieces that tell its own story. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, the competitions end fast. You can very quickly figure out who's the winner. And you should do that, because the more you pump the esteem of a competition, the more rigged it's gonna be. I mean, I heard that Olympic competitors, let's put it in that, or athletes or whatever, they don't get much for being an athlete. It's more of a torture than a game. It's more of a slavery than a job. That's what it sounds like. You don't win unless you win, and that's never a good competition. And which is why competitions end fast, naturally. Because if you drag a competition, a lot more people are gonna lose than win, which is a very interesting thing. And it does also, asks me, what am I gonna do with my system? How am I gonna run competitions? Is prepared event of battles is gonna be a positive thing or a negative thing? And in a way, now we know competitions end fast. And I have a lot to cover this month, as you can tell. I actually need to know exactly how much. We have 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 41 battles. So we can cut it in 3 pieces, potentially. 3 battles each day. Let's put it this way. And that would make 12 days of just pure battles. And they have to end the same day pretty much. Is this possible? Absolutely it is. It absolutely is. It's just, now we actually know the pressure point. We found the pressure point. We need to ensure that competitions end fast. Pressure point. Otherwise, we're gonna be wasting precious time. Now, it seems like competitions are super fascinating to watch, right? That's why they're prolonged. That's where they're like put on a burner so badly. And it really hurts, like, knowing that, wow, baseball, people in baseball, they can become millionaires all of a sudden. They can become fucking huge celebrities that suck in a lot of money. And actually suck in a lot of people just sitting down and watching competition being prolonged. Which is now an entirely new question. What does it become when a competition is prolonged? Because all of it is rigged eventually. And people just don't know it. What are they observing, even? What are they anticipating for? Nothing. It's just pure boredom and disrespect, honestly, because I feel disrespected. Every single time someone does something stupid, I'm immediately disrespected as a person. Because I know they will not care about me at all. Whatever I say, just nothing matters anymore. These people are bored and they're gonna grab whatever they control. And they will never respect other people's decisions to control something more beautiful, okay? So, every prolonged competition participant, because you participate whether you create a prolonged competition or you watch the prolonged competition. That includes lottery too. It includes going to casinos. All these things, these are huge things in life. Now they're just oceans of fish, basically. completely lifeless and useless. Which is why I really want to sit down and like nail down what is the meaning of life. How not to end up in this bullshit. Because you have to hold on to something. You have to make your life a little bit more real and make it less fish. Very disgusting. Insults my ability to do beautiful things. Okay? I also control something in life. And guess what? I haven't decided to be completely shut down about it. I want to share it. But I can only share it if I get respect. Otherwise, I'm an unopened box of anything. It could be anything, but the longer it just stays there, unopened, it means that we have definitely 100% overpopulated the world, and I should resent my parents, I should resent everyone around me, I should keep myself as boxed as I can get. So like anyone knocks at my fucking door, I'm like, hey friend, what are you looking for? But at the same time, I will pretentiously say that because I know they're not looking to open a box. They're looking to open themselves most of the time, which I can do. Eventually. Eventually, I probably will be doing it. But once I do it, it will be too late because I have to be opened. At least by, higher generation. The people who are figuring things out right now, they're not? Okay. That is crazy because we still live in war, we still live in, surrounded by people who are just giving up life and just falling for those simple tricks that turn you into a fish. Make you participate into prolonged competition. Who's gonna win? From the very beginning, right? Now we're just gonna question. I mean, how it takes an entire year to just get the election running from start to finish. A year, maybe 2 years. And before those 2 years, you have to gather up candidates. Who wants to be president? And if it lasts over 2 years, this competition is a fad. It's absolutely non-existent. It's literally, it's supposed to be an insiders club of people who are actually voting for the president. But now it's turning into a fad of just everyone should do it. Well, apparently I say not only no to that, I have found a relation of an amazingly big mistake that's spread out all over. Okay? Of people just doing something because it's a competition. Who's gonna win? I want to support my side for very small, meaningless reasons, and eventually there's gonna be a result. And the more people participate in something, the more it's likely to be rigged and cheated. The more you're likely to be cheated, because you gave attention, and everyone likes attention. Okay. That's, attention shouldn't go into one place. It's gonna burn your eyes out. It's, imagine that, a simple scenario. A lot of people look up. So many people just look up in one fucking spot. And that spot becomes blazing sun. And your eyes melt out. Oops, I did a little trick. It happens. People love fooling around with superpowers. They love preparing you for something and then taking your ability to see entirely away from you. So you observe a few competitions and you're completely drained of actually observing actual competitions. You can still pretend that you have the ability to see, because you have other, senses, right? But your actual ability to see is now taken away, because most populated, attention-seeking events are going to turn into traps very easily. And it's going to rig your mind, even, as if, like, it matters. That's what burns eyes out. That's what happens. It's the idea of something matters, okay? I'm here to question once more what matters. How about you open your heart and you're like, there's probably competition in there that you can find. And you can't resolve it quickly, necessarily. Why is that? Well, just like a basketball match can be resolved in an hour, but it takes a lot of matches to actually build a team, okay? Build a team's power level, understanding of how good a team is. That's the real reason why competitions are prolonged, okay? The same way you go into a casino and you test your luck. How good is my luck? That is the question that we're actually asking. But most of the time we know the answer. How good is a team is your personal question. How good is your luck is a question that only casinos know, and you will never know, basically. Because you can be on a slot machine, and a slot machine can change an algorithm forever, and trick you forever, basically, based on your actions. You will never know what your luck truly is. You can only know that your luck is just luck. It's something you have no control over whatsoever. And potentially some people find an exploit, but they have burned their eyes out, and they were still lucky to find an exploit in the end. They have wasted their time. They wanted something so badly, and they found a way to do it, found a way around it, but that's just a story of a celebrity, okay? That's just how it is. It's super rare. It requires a certain amount of skill, and that skill cannot be replicated by anyone else. And that's where it all ends, basically. So, we have learned, interesting. However, some competitions trick you to check the power level of something. Wow. Because, I don't know. Just how it is. A celebrity is born, and the power level has to be checked all the time. We have to interact with it as much as possible, right? Know them very, very well. No, it's just your fucking personal matter. All of it is your personal matter. So what matters, then? Why am I fucking so alone? Is it my personal matter to be alone forever? Or have my courage has been drained so badly that I have nowhere to go, nothing to do, except get sucked into the computer, and actually it saves my day, because it has everything, okay? It has everything. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. In fact, I feel like a lot of people are missing everything, and they're gonna be very disappointed in themselves when they open this box and just see me, and then I close the box because I don't respect you. I have to try again. And when I close the box, you know which box I'm closing first. I'm closing you as a box. Because it's all about knowing yourself and what kind of position you are. One thing that truly matters is open the magic of the world. Not the box that you live in. That's for other people to do. Not the other people's boxes. That's for them to also do. It's everyone else's responsibility, right? Including yours in a way. But you have to bump into that box full force and be ready to open it. You have to prepare yourself to open it, of course. So be ready to open a box, okay? But that means we now can define a box. We can define it. And it's a big definition because I feel like, okay, on Tinder, I found people who are not hostile. 2 people already. They're not hostile. That's crazy. I even asked one to wait one day, and I didn't came back to them the next day, which was supposed to be yesterday or today in a way. And she didn't say anything. So they're not hostile. That's cool. They're not just throwing me to the trash. That's cool. But that doesn't mean I have done anything. That doesn't mean I have achieved anything at all. I just found not hostile people, which took me a long time to do, and a long training, even. Of like all the expectations. What do I put in my bio? How do I fucking prepare a conversation? How do I force myself to reply every time and say something smart and say something that wouldn't fumble me and make me fall down? Okay? Because these idiots who are not hostile, they were trying their best to be hostile anyways. And this is so fucking annoying to me. Because in a way, I was kind of doing something similar. But I knew I was a little bit ahead of them in a way. Because I always feel that hostility coming. And I wasn't trying to do that at all. I was trying to be tolerant. And I don't know what to do with it. You know, like this is a very difficult problem for me. I still haven't found a person who is not hostile at all. That would be the definition of the box. Because if you're not hostile, you're actually a very creative person. And, well, you just do things that are actually interesting and can be observed without any hostility. Without me requiring any input whatsoever. I just sit down and I observe what it is. And the more I do it, the more of the box I pretty much open. Right? I open up, and this is the key moment, right? A creator. Meaning that a lot of people that I encounter for some reason are not creators at all. And at the same time, YouTubers are my cup of tea, basically. This is why I spend so much time analyzing and going through every channel that I can find. It doesn't mean they're good, because I would have found them already. Some of them can be hidden and obscure, and as long as they're making content, it turns them into a box. I'm still surprised that they're very successful and they don't give a fuck about nothing, okay? So just contacting them wouldn't make any sense, okay? Wouldn't give you any fruit. Including the fact that we still haven't learned how to open the box and interact with people. Just watching someone's channel, does that open the box truly? Is that good enough? That's the problem. Usually the box opens when the content itself is actually more complicated than just watching a video. Okay? It's almost like going through a school experience, is what I think it is. In a way, the channels that we visited always hint at school, but that's because they want to be trendy, not because they actually understand the power of the box. But it does help, okay? It does help for people to understand quicker when they understand the concept of school. And the weird experience, because it's so almost like automatically crafted. People figured out that if you create a pot of social pressure and just dump a bunch of people in, you can cook something out. But people still use old school recipes of, oh, I cooked something, so that's what it is. Okay. Oh, wait. Ingredients always change. The children that come to school always change. So you can't cook anything substantial. You can't always cook engineers or whatever's going to feed into your system. People want to be their own thing, and they pretty much have to learn the recipes of how to become something. But that's another fucking problem, right? That's just gonna reoccur over and over again. Schools do not prepare you for life, and definitely does not prepare you to become a creator. Schools expect the lowest expectation possible, which is you will fall in love with money, you will do whatever it takes to get it. And that's the end of your school story. Just like the school itself, it operates by giving jobs to people who really want money. Everything does that. Every single job is a ability for someone to really want money. And somehow I just can't adopt that sort of mindset at all. I would rather die than want money. Okay? Then need it every single day while everyone else is just enjoying their life. You're not enjoying your life. You literally don't have it. There's a difference when you think you set up your life, but there's a mystery surrounding everything that creeps slowly and takes away all the magic from your life. Because the most important moment in your life is like, wait, I'm just me, and that's it. And I should be doing whatever the fuck I want, but I can already imagine doing whatever I want, and that's already strong enough magic to where wow, that probably almost even works, because you can convince other people you can do whatever you want. Just imagine doing it. Who cares? And then you realize work is not fun. Work should only support survival needs, and that's it. And we all should be social about our survival, okay? And this is where social abilities kind of fall apart. But the reason why socialism didn't fall apart yet, we haven't learned how to speak to each other. We're still struggling with that one little thing. And you can tell YouTube is struggling with different languages, and it's just a struggle that will never end. We're struggling building borders against each other, waging wars, talking which president should be elected. In many, many languages we're talking that. Because apparently there's a division of some kind. No, we should know immediately all these questions and problems, the solution. But we're just feeling so sentimental to the things that we are born with that we just can't let go. Okay? We can't let go and see the wider world. Where's the wider world? Where is it? I found the internet, I learned how to speak English, and that's all I needed. To become very, very angry at other people who didn't found the same pathway. Which is fucking weird. It is absolutely weird. And I hope I will open some minds when I start a music career. I'll just here's some good music. It will open you up like nothing ever did before. Because I have never heard music to actually open me up. It just made me emotional. And uplifted me. But it never really opened me up while I was lifted up at the same time. If I can do both of these things, it never has been done before, pretty much. So, it's not beating Minecraft anymore. It's pretty much beating now everything that I've learned from reality. Beating the most powerful things ever. Still beating Minecraft wouldn't suck at all. I'm just super slow about it. And demotivated. For very obvious reasons, I would say. It's pay me money. Not because it's a job that I have to do, but just because of decency. Just so I am capable of doing anything that I want. Whatever. And I'm a decent person. And I can just survive. If we don't talk about survival, I can't talk about Spawned. Or any other project that I would be doing. I can't talk about it. And it's always going to be yes, I'm trying to do this. There is no release date. I might not even work on it whenever I feel like it. Because my feelings come first above anything. I might feel very, very bad. I'm still in a good place. I'm still healthy. But I'm not thriving. And I'm not growing fast enough as I should. And I always bump into problems. And that's not cool. However, I think this work that I'm doing right now is just as good as anything else. People love being ignorant. Well, you have to fall in love with people who are not ignorant. Because you still need to get the job done, okay? If you can't, you can't ignore everything. So you have to start being patient with the people who are not ignorant. That's what it takes. If you want to be ignorant, you must adopt not ignorant people to your life. This is pretty much the reason why population exploded. Because children are not ignorant. And this kind of immediately gives us a star. And solves it. It explains itself. Children are not ignorant. Don't exploit children just because you're ignorant and you think you know how to build a YouTube channel. I don't think you do. Just because you think you know how to build a career or something. Create a box. Cool. I mean, I'm grateful to the hardcore capitalism that everyone loves, right? Ability to buy things and get things. Sure. That's cool. It's a system now. It's a very well-rounded system. It worked for many years now. Is that groundbreaking in some ways? It's just weird, because this system is now ancient. The real system that we should be praising is the governmental system, which is not hardcore capitalism at all. The ability to exchange goods is actually now old, or quite old. On my clock, this would be 1.3. In general, we approached 1.4. I'm pretty sure 1.4 is a technological age. We kind of realized ability to exchange goods is a systematic success. We established that. And then we try to establish more things, which became a government of things. It's a much bigger idea than the government itself. But because we're ignorant, the government is also a thing. Okay? A lot of people who are just trying not to be ignorant. They're trying their best not to be ignorant. They're making huge mistakes because of that. Because there's so much stress going on. Now, probably the biggest mistake is coronavirus. It's a governmental mistake. Entirely. It's pretty obvious. Oh, it's just old people dying. So let's destroy the universe. Let's lock everything down. Donald Trump gets my seal of approval on this side. I'm listening to the debate, and he's like, well, we understood what this virus is about. Old people with low immunity systems, they can't cope with this virus. But other than that, young people are just fine. Countries have suffered way worse, and they didn't have to care much about stuff like that. But this is where it comes to a very interesting thing. A new thing has been introduced to every government in the world, and every government acts the same fucking way. They went panic mode. They were like, what is this? And the people remained ignorant at the same time. So the government was increasingly more angry and said to people, you can't ignore this anymore. We're gonna make you wear masks. We're gonna make you go into a lockdown mode. We're gonna just make you care as much as possible. But that's a huge mistake. Because that's not how you make people care. You have to be a little bit more reasonable than that. Okay. The most important part is a lot of people probably wouldn't have consented to that sort of idea. And this is where the government, constantly makes mistakes. It mistreats of whether we consent to something or not. Is this new system of consent that has to be built. The system of money is very old already. But the system of consent is still under siege, at least. Okay. Still being wrapped up and misunderstood over and over again. I can see that. And it terrifies me. It's really not cool. So yeah, it's just like... See, like, even YouTube Rewind 2018 was like questioning whether people consented to the same format or not, and they decided no. Just because we disliked something, they said, no, assholes, you have created the most hated YouTube video of all time. It's something I only knew Rebecca Black can do, okay? I thought only Rebecca Black can do that. Apparently someone else can do that too. Or Justin Bieber. So, congratulations, assholes. You just made yourself a fucking baby. But they ran away from it. And it's just embarrassing. You achieve something, and you get embarrassed. That's kind of how it looks like in general, right? That's what a shitty government would do. Not only they make a mistake, they get embarrassed to keep the ball rolling. Okay? Okay, we have the lockdown, now what? You know, how are you gonna keep the ball rolling? You're just gonna retreat all of a sudden and show weaknesses? What's gonna happen? Because now that you do have people's attention, every single thing matters a lot more. And you should be able to handle that perfectly if you are a government. So that was the moment when Susan just lost all her powers and she had to make a YouTube channel in a way. Oh wait, she did that previously. Oh no. Well, 2017 YouTube Rewind was already heavily disliked. And Susan actually showed up at 2018. It's kind of fascinating. Obviously, like, when was YouTube bought by Google? Well, very early on. That's kind of fucking weird. I did not what? I don't remember that. I would at least expect 2010 or something. That is as early as it gets, man. But oh well. We enter second hour. So just to wrap it up, okay. We need to like bring out the best points because there has to be an overall point to be made. We have to open boxes of some kind. But the reality is, you just have to acknowledge you're in the box, other people are in a box. Usually, when you open two boxes, it ends up with marriage. Congratulations, guys. If you open wrong genders, you end up in gay marriage. Which doesn't quite... It's not as successful, but it's like, well, you found some kind of success. Do you take it? You can try again, anytime. This is why I said in a previous video, it's not the door that you should choose. You should just relabel gay as a failure in general. And that's how you should go in your life. You should go straight. Okay. Gay is simply a failed state. Okay? You plugged yourself into someone's butthole and it happens to be a male. Whoops. What a failure, right? Just try something else. And potentially because women are so just womenizing themselves in a way. Like, you immediately know who's a man and who's a woman. There's no mystery behind that. That's kind of like, it adds a little bit of more value to life, as it strips away value at the same time. It's like, well, you know what to do. You don't have to question yourself. But now, the question is raised anyways, by allowing you to be gay. Okay? There's still the question. And you should have this question within yourself, obviously. It's like, what do I do in this gay situation? Well, you have to know how to accept a failed, how to reject a failed state, okay? That's all you need to know. To not be gay, you need to learn to reject a failed state. So what is a failed state actually? Failed state is the power of your opportunities. It's like if you hold someone's hand, you're now opening opportunities as you go. Just by holding someone's hand. You want to make sure that that person is gonna help you open opportunities. No, they're not just stealing opportunities from you. How do you ensure that? It's a very tough fucking deal. Okay? And it's almost like, well, the genders really, really help you understand where's the right side, where's the wrong side. Just very clearly which hand to hold. Okay? What to be attracted to. Just like, Jesus Christ. Like, it really answers all your questions. And that's how you can judge a failed state. But that's not even the end of that, right? Because we're talking about opening boxes, realizing who you are as a person. And of course you will appreciate any person who opens your box. Because you'll just share your love with them, and you'll say like, well, I have to leave you hanging. Because there's that failed state where like, it feels like success. It feels like you got discovered by someone and you really, really wanted to just give it up to that person, right? You really wanted to be gay. But you have to like always fight for something greater than yourself. You know? Greater than your sexuality, definitely. I think that kind of saves the day, basically, here. Always fight for something greater than yourself. Then defining yourself is actually a lot more difficult, and you just allow nature to define you faster than you can define yourself. Because at this point, you just kind of define effort in the first place. Effort. And usually, like, what people do in order to switch genders, they're actually negating their effort, and they're negating the things that they've just learned. Observed and learned and compiled together into an overall knowledge. Because the life goes on, and there are higher levels to actually achieve, and those high levels are actually super difficult to get into. It's so easy to just be bored and sit around and do nothing. But the moment I start making this video, the moment I'm like, I'm gonna do 3 hours of this shit, it's a whole nother level. All of a sudden, accidentally, it's now difficult. Okay? Making these videos help me maintain tier 2. Okay. I'm almost thinking like a different way, right? To open a box means to solve an overall mystery. Through heavy interactions. Okay? YouTubers allow you to just watch videos, but not me. If you want to be a part of my community, you have to talk to me directly. It's a scary thing, and there's gonna be many onion layers to go through. Stinky layers that you're probably not ready to go through, but you will still have to respect me and respect the challenge and just get what you need from this thing. Because again, I'm revealing like anyone can open any box for themselves and find some kind of form of love. But if that love doesn't truly like hold hands with you, it doesn't work. The way, like I operate, as anyone else, as any other leader. A leader allows anyone to put their arm and pretend that they're that you're holding my arm or whatever, and I'm gonna be okay with that, especially if I'm a leader. If I'm not a leader, I'm probably gonna be kind of distracted by that idea, and maybe it will turn me gay eventually. The gay attack. Oh my god, the gay tag right there. Someone's kind of overwatching you, basically. Someone's making you uncomfortable. That can turn into weird feelings too. I don't want to talk about gay stuff, but it's just something people relate to right now, just for some reason. They don't understand what it is though, because everything has a much deeper story than people let us believe, because they're not storytellers. They just don't know how to fucking work this, what I'm doing right now, and do it for free too. Nobody's gonna pay you for this shit, okay? That's not gonna happen unless you established yourself and people are actually expecting this from you, which is unlikely. Okay, I've seen all YouTube channels at this point. Only storytellers are successful, but they're extremely rare. And I still can't wait to find more of them though. Holy shit. Every storyteller is successful. Can you imagine? Easily too. I can even watch Donald Trump speak against Biden. It's almost like a storytelling. It's a big talk of big people who have seen many things now. They have survived. Cool. Maybe they even have different opinions about things. That's even cooler. I mean, there's nothing cooler than people arguing about something and giving different perspectives and holding their perspectives as super important. But, you always want some kind of resolution of some kind. This is why competitions just don't work out. You need a resolution immediately. And whoever gets sucked into the heat of the competition are already losers. Because they also suck in every single loser who have lost the competition. They suck in that problem, at least. So they either become ignorant to that, or they become self-esteemed to a ridiculous degree. There's no way out of this. Okay. So we have that going on too. The competition thing, the box thing, the ignorance, the entirely governmental mistake thing as well. I still don't see the overall, because I've asked a simple question, right? Can we really interact with each other? But more importantly, I'm trying to find the meaning What matters? What matters? It's almost another lock. And we should have by now answers to those locks. To truly interact with each other, we still have to discover what is the box. How do you open it? How do you settle down of like, we're friends now. We truly are friends forever. What does that come down to? How do you know? Because you need to know before you can actually build something. You need to know the foundation of that thing. You need to know that a gust of wind is not gonna fall that shit over. That a flood is not gonna come and wash it away. You need to know these things. And that takes time to figure out. It's kind of a weird thing, like, why? Why is a simple friendship so difficult to establish? And this is where sexuality doesn't have anything to do with anything. Potentially sexuality is just a thing of freedom. But it's so much better when it's straight. To the point where I say, you guys are fail stating yourself. Especially when women are more beautiful than ever before. What is happening to you? How do you have a problem with that? Because now not only are you disrespecting my intelligence with all the competition bullshit, you're also disrespecting my sexuality by making me think that a gay perspective even exists. It's not just bromance. It's not just men helping each other. And in a way, that itself becomes its own problem, right? Instead of bromance, we have some kind of relationship thing going on that can be claimed. Are you gay, basically? It's like, because some people would still be repelling you because you break certain boundaries already, and it becomes so weird, and it's just another fail state. It's just very difficult. What we're digging into is a very difficult thing. It's there, we can talk about it. It's just like weather, you know? Trends are not much more than weather. It's a good idea generator. But that's it. That's where it ends. You can talk about the weather. Rather, you should talk about trends, not weather. Because then you're just talking about leaves falling. Well, they do. You've learned that in kindergarten. Rain falls. Yeah, sometimes it does fall, doesn't it? And it actually feels nasty when it falls on your fucking face. And nobody cares. And this is what you gonna be hammering into your head, that nobody cares about anything but weather. It's gonna hurt you quite a bit. So, small talk is a no-no. But nobody does small talk anymore. Especially on the internet. Nobody knows how to do it in the first place. There is no weather. Which is absolutely brilliant. There is no weather on the internet. It's just beautiful. Internet has no weather. Congratulations, Internet. You did it once more. Figure shit out. Okay. So, let's go back and hit one last time. What matters? What the fuck matters? If not weather matters. We'll pick up ideas. Generate our own worldview. And we should have, you know, the only self-esteem you can have is about your magical world. Is you have your fucking world that you should not consent to give up to some people, basically. And you should always fight for your freedom to have your goddamn world, as long as it, is as peaceful as it gets, as long as it's evolving at a rapid pace. And the worst thing, you can't even rely on time. You can't rely literally on anything. Just rely on feeling good and doing things that stretch your limitations. And to me, like, just saying this speech, that's so fucking scary. I don't know what that means, but I know it's the meaning. That is the meaning. And it's the most difficult thing ever. Okay, how do we break down this limitation? Easy. We just reset. Here you go. I just asked a question and immediately somehow I found the answer. After I said it out loud, after I put high self-esteem. That's how you put it. You have to say it out loud sometimes. It's kind of difficult. It ensures, say it out loud, because it ensures that other people may hear it. That's why. That's why you do things out loud as well. You make sure that your actions are loud and clear. And this is what's going to build your world, and when your world is built, everyone knows what you want, and everyone will want to deliver it for whatever reason. Because they might not have a world, and they will realize, wow, it's always a win-win interaction when you just finished building something, okay? And when your world works, whatever people build for you, they will feel the win-win thing, because as your world progresses, it's getting better and better. At the same time, it's becoming more exclusive party for a lot of people. So people have to do it quickly and contribute as much as possible to the point where, like, I'm in, basically. I'm invited. And that is a meaning. That is a meaning of being a creator, guys. Which is a completely new stage for me. Okay? And I have never heard anyone speak with that level of self-esteem. It's either because I'm doing something great, or I just talk too much. I just talk too much, guys. Please ignore me. No problem. It's not like you're gonna do what I'm doing, like that sort of stuff. But it is what it is. If I can't find something, that means I can build on an empty land. So that's pretty cute. I'll take it. And I'll take whatever I can get as well. Any YouTubers that I care about. Okay, I take it. Anyways, that kind of concludes a very, very big problem. I was struggling emotionally. I think I solved it. I'm glad. I'm gonna be able to continue now in my daily life, in my daily quest to maybe bump into a YouTuber and open their box, and they're gonna open mine. It's about just sharing opportunities. We know. We just know. And that's beautiful, right? All these people on Tinder, they're useless. They're not just throwing opportunities at you. They're not being the big people. I'm trying to be a big person, but I haven't really been able to post my YouTube channel yet, which I am willing to do immediately, I think. I think the first thing I have to do is just let them know I have a YouTube channel, guys. That's it. That's all I can do, honestly, for them. For the casual run-around person. But if I find a bigger person, we will know what to do. And this is what I've been, like, really, really anxious about, to not worry anymore. we'll know, like, you you have opportunities, you have built something, I've built something. We're just starting to understand each other and trade as best as we can. And, well, we have some kind of friendship established. After a few trades, we actually learn what worked, what didn't. It takes quite a bit of time anyways. And I shouldn't be anxious about it anymore. I should be just prepared, if in case that happens, in case I can grow a little bit more of the resources, in case I find a mine of resources somewhere, somehow. It's not easy, but it's still there. Programming, psychology, those are two things I'm interested in that just its own worlds, okay? They're huge. And yet I don't want to stress it too much. I keep it simple. I want to ensure that I can in fact trade immediately and don't have to waste time explaining what I have for a resource, explaining what I want or how valuable it is. It's just like, I just want a quick trade, quickly establish a friendship. I'll get a little bit more self-esteem. I probably already, like, a simple trade is probably worth 30 plus euros, let's put it this way. Plus 30 euros. Maybe a fucking 100. Maybe a fucking 1,000. I can't even define what a successful trade is because I don't think I ever had one. But let's stay at 30. But that would just still be a low tier trade with a noob, with a person who's not a creator. Okay, that's weird. If it's a creator, I think it would be around 200. Or, in actuality, a graduation amount of 500 on trade. Let's put it 250 as a decent trade. It's very difficult to say goodbye to 250. But if you know it's going to the right hands, you don't feel bad about it. You just do it. If you know you make an investment, it always makes sense. Okay? Making an investment of 250 doesn't sound that bad. Okay? Especially if you ensure friendship and you're like, well, I can always get refunded, right? Most of the time, yes. And that's kind of an important factor in a way. You should be able to be refunded as well, for the most part. Not a full price. 150 is a refund. Let's put it this way. I still should get like I should still get that, okay, a 50. I should get a 50 because you just lowered your level by requesting a refund. Oh, you're just a lower level person and you don't know what you're investing into. I'll still keep a portion of the investment because you don't know what you're doing anymore and refund the rest. It's a very simple system, I would say. You can still get refund almost at any time, because potentially that money can get used up, but it shouldn't be used up. That's the important factor. That 200 thing has to sit around for a little bit longer than just be immediately used up as an investment, I think. Because you never know when someone wants to fucking refund or they just flip around. Sometimes you just get money too early and they flip. Oh, I'm actually trashy person. Okay, whatever. So let's put it this way. An ordinary person, you can expect $50 of trading as a normal trade. An extraordinary person, just one trade, one investment, is $250. And you can imagine that it grows exponentially each time. So if you are invited into a very fancy party, you can times it up by 5 and pretend that you need 1.5 thousand to... It's what celebrities get. And then really big people get 10,000. But anything beyond that, and you are being manipulated by money. Basically you have encountered a black hole of money. People who have way too much, who can't afford way too much, just for simple appearance. I think it just can't go beyond 10,000. Just, it's impossible. Change my mind. I don't understand. How? Because you can literally enslave a person for a long period. What is it, a fucking year? Enslave a person for a year? You just can't appear to someone for 10,000 and do something? I don't know, man. This is where, when it comes to Belle Delphine's sex tape for 10 million or whatever, Tana said the exact same thing now. I'm like, holy shit, you girls are fucking assholes right now. Like, who gave you to rule the world all of a sudden? Who gave you access to black holes of the universe? Because when you control so much money, that's insane. But at the same time, the more money you control, the more is it difficult to get rid of it successfully, in a way. Everyone wants it, including the government, and the more money you have, the more problems you start having. I'm not sure. It just seems so fucking weird. To the point where I don't want to know about any of this shit. It just doesn't help me at all. It seems like a fucking scam. Oh no, 10 million moved. The government wants 10% of this money. Maybe even more. It moved from one hand to the other hand. Oh wait, that's impossible because the bank is gonna be like, but why are you transferring 10 million? How is it possible? How do you even do that stuff? Now it's almost like a fucking magic trick to move 10 million. That's impossible. And for some reason we get to talk about this. I don't understand. In a way, we all should be so scared of the government we don't actually move money itself. Just like businesses can earn money, but they can immediately spend it on things. You know, so we're just trying to get rid of money anytime we get a chance, so we don't get to pay taxes at all. That would be fucking fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Pay as little tax as possible. But that's probably one of those super stupid loopholes that is gonna get outdated very fast. The government taxation loophole. Government is allowed to tax you. For what? It's only allowed to tax you in order to preserve the integrity of the economy, I would say. Where the integrity is like government controls things, basically. Government always has the power. So you can't just throw money at something without government interfering in that process immediately. Okay, it always has to do that, but right now it takes away a portion of the money too, which is also slowing down the process as well. Slowing down you as a processor as well, because you always have to think before you spend money now. or you earn profits or whatever. You have to think. It's a very, very tricky system. It's almost like it's all figured out, and the government is doing that on purpose, not even because of the need to earn money through taxes or whatever. It's probably doing more of a just a way to stop things from doing whatever they want to do and force them to think. It's a weird process. Anyways, so that's about that. That's the investment. That's what I can expect. Because I'm the underdog, first of all, and I don't expect to actually get YouTube money. I actually expect to get YouTuber money. Especially when most of the YouTubers are dying YouTubers. Okay. It's embarrassing watching them and not understanding their content. In a way, as long as you put effort, of course you have to be refunded for your effort. That's fine. Don't worry about that. You can always work your ass off. That's not what YouTube is about, okay? YouTube is about success at the most efficient way possible. It's still trying to define itself, and it just can't define itself in this category, okay? In the lowest state possible. Gaming has defined itself, and that's a good question. How? How did gaming define itself? Well, we just simply ask what is the most efficient way to play games. And I think Minecraft is already a good definition. But I think FPS is the best definition. Okay? FPS. First person shooters. Ouch. It hurts, obviously. But Skyrim is would be a pretty good first person shooter if it was that. Just you shoot magic, and if you run out of magic, you have to fight directly. Okay? Kind of run out of ammo. In Fallout 4, you don't quite run out of ammo. So, it's not a struggle at all. And even if you do run out of ammo, that's just kind of cheap shot running out of ammo as well. And every single seller just has it anyways. Running out of ammo is not a thing that happens. It happens more often in Skyrim than Fallout. Because in Skyrim, it's mana. And you always run out of that. It's just something you have to manage. And once there is a management system in place, that's a wonderful FPS. First-person shooters, man. Who would have thought, right? But it doesn't exist yet. Okay, just because we defined it what it is, doesn't mean it exists in a perfect form. So the second generation, it's defined. It doesn't even exist as good forms, in playable forms. Okay, Skyrim might have appeared, and nobody really wanted to update it for some reason, and it's a decent game. It's not good though, and it's worth complaining about. But it's impossible to actually recreate it for a normal person. So why should you question that? Okay, just wait for it. We all know how to do it. We all know how to be patient. But that's just one game, man, and just doesn't come out of my hand. Everything else just blacks out. Every new game that gets released, I don't care. I can't carry anymore. I can't carry the weight of gaming world anymore as well. They have to figure it out for themselves. I think it's very well defined what it's supposed to be about. And it should be scary as well, when you're running out of resources, when you're running away from problems because you just don't have ammo anymore. You can't shoot your way through the problems. You get yourself into hiding positions and all that shit. Like, you get into the amnesia stage, what made PewDiePie famous, and that's pretty cool. It's just, the possibilities are endless, but the main genre is FPS. It's a real-time shooter, I would say. RTS in a way, but no. It's not real-time strategy, it's a real-time shooter. It's just something that something that's packed with a lot of action, but also a lot of decision making too. And that's a big deal. Oh boy, is this a big deal? And this has never happened yet. Not in Borderlands, not in any other shooter that I played, like, what is this? Far Cry? You never run out of ammo. Like, it's almost like a non-existent function there. And then most importantly, like, what about difficulty then? If you don't run out of ammo, how are you gonna increase the difficulty? Oh, just by adding more troops, enemies, and sizing up their damage and health? Is that all you have? Are you fucking kidding me? This is where the gaming world falls flat, but I can't contribute to that at all because I just can't handle the pressure that's already in place, okay? I just don't feel like I belong there in this generation. But I will accidentally belong to it once I figure out this generation. Once I define what is a perfect way to make YouTube videos, how are you supposed to do it, how are you supposed to appreciate a fellow YouTuber that lives next door or whatever. How are you going to adapt to this environment? It's a long fucking journey, by the way, as well. And everyone's just looking for the same answers. They're looking for the same answers without even realizing right now. How do you do that? Eh? But I feel confident that I'm in the right place. When it comes to gaming, it's just a way much higher level right now. It's way more established, and it's just super difficult to impress people, at least. Okay. You think, oh, I'm an indie developer and I can do whatever I want, and because Notch did it and some other indie developers did it. They didn't. They didn't do shit, okay? Just because Notch picked up a completely new concept, that's cool. Someone's gonna steal it. It's taking way too long for people to steal it, which is a lucky thing also. But all of this is just pure luck. Someone's gonna steal it and someone's gonna do it way better. And Hytale can actually scare a bunch of people away from trying to beat Minecraft, including myself in a way, but I'm not scared. I just see a problem with what's going on. Because a lot of people would have just recreated Minecraft in Unity, but they can't. It's too fucking laggy. And it's just, I'm sitting on this fucking bomb, but it's not a big bomb. It's just beating Minecraft, even though it's the most popular game ever. I'm still not very satisfied by defeating Minecraft. Or at least I'm not, passionate enough to actually do it. To actually work every day as hard as I can to actually do it. Which, I can do it. I can become a millionaire. And I'm like, I hate myself. I hate this position. I don't want to do it. I just want to show a middle finger to everyone. I hate everything. It just makes me too emotional. And it makes me too irrational immediately. I don't want to do it all of a sudden because that's too much pressure. I win almost every single time if I do it. And yet that's exactly what I hate about life. I hate winning. Okay? I kind of hate it. And I hate how people can't put enough pressure on me on like realizing, oh, he can actually do it. Because they can't fucking realize that. It's too difficult. Even though the thing in question is quite simple actually. So, no, but the reality is Minecraft is just a fad. and other gaming companies are gonna figure it out. Okay, I'm sure they're gonna figure it out. They just don't know how to fucking wrap their heads around what the fuck is Minecraft? Why everyone is playing it? They can't figure it out. It's a difficult puzzle. I'm gonna give you that. It's very difficult. But they will figure it out eventually. Because if you make a standard 3D game, how do you incorporate Minecraft elements into it? How is this possible? It's not, almost. It's almost not possible. It is possible. I think Skyrim went pretty far already. Fallout 4 was trying to go deeper into that direction of like, but I really need that Minecraft thing. And Bethesda is like super OP at that, at digging deeper into that, but never really finding it either. And that's the big question of gaming. That's something, again, bigger than I am right now. I still don't think I belong to the third generation of gaming, which would be fucking amazing if I do. But in a way, like, it will take 7 years and I'll grow into it potentially anyways. So I shouldn't worry too much either. It's the big question of like, when do I start hitting success and huge responsibilities? When do I have to settle down in my life? That's another big question. In a way, now I just feel, humbled to try and unlock mysteries of the world. And this includes just being vocal about things, and all of a sudden I am emotionally perpetuated forward. So I still need that 1 more year to actually find more things within myself. I still have a hidden talent that I want to embrace. And maybe alongside it, it's going to embrace some more things. But, I need to focus on more things than just one-sided success of earning money. Because that is sad. We're not even talking about survival. Embracing survival. We just literally made too many people, so we don't want to talk to each other anymore. We use it as an excuse. Well, I don't know nobody, and I don't want to know nobody, but I want to look at nice people on Instagram or something. The winners of the survival. The world of survival, or whatever. The survivors. The people who look beautiful enough so it doesn't cringe you out like my face would. But hey, you can look beautiful in many ways, in many aspects in life, to the point where your looks don't matter, and in a way that's a much more beautiful thing to embrace, to ensure that your looks don't matter. A girl can achieve great looks quite easily. I mean, like, Selena Gomez, is she really the most beautiful fucking person ever? But she is. How is that possible? Well, she just knows how to do it, okay? It's an actual skill. So it's not about looking great, obviously, and it's not about how many bikini photos you can squeeze into your Instagram. But it does require you to go through photo shoots. It does require you to look at yourself as a whole, okay? That every part matters, even your goddamn feet that some people fantasize about and fetish about. But it matters. So how do you do it? Okay? And all these questions, man. I had to explore so much. I had to grow so much, and the most disappointing part is that no one else did what I did, and I don't know how to present it to you. So there's huge disconnection in the things that I've learned, and I want to share it, but I don't want to fucking build a free video for people and pretend that all I want is money, but in reality all I want to do is share my knowledge. So like what, that's completely opposite things. I want to be a nice person to people. I don't want money. I would reinvest into my YouTube channel potentially, if I could. You know, just like Mr. Beast did. So, I don't know. I don't know why Mr. Beast is not looking for another Mr. Beast. Well, maybe because he's fucking wrong about himself, okay? He's reinvesting into his channel because he's not a good YouTuber. He's just trying to reinvent himself as well at the same time. But it's just... we have to just sit back and like take a breath. All these problems. I'm waiting here, right? I'm waiting in the next generation. It's gonna resolve very soon. So all I have to do is wait and become better and better at it. And the moment once interaction goes to first generation, I probably will get a platform where I can express myself. And that's it. Everything is solved. So that's the biggest question mark in a way. How is this platform gonna work? Is this gonna be a better version of TikTok, where if I upload I get a certain amount of views, certain amount of praise, and followers and whatnot, and I can just grab it for free? Because, you know, the internet should be a nice place, you know, it should share some kind of resource, so people contribute the resource of attention, and sometimes memes. You want some memes into your Discord? Well, I don't. Or maybe I do. Because in a way, that you post a meme, that's kind of your self-introduction. That's cool. I can pick a name for you after you post a meme. You know, that's a interesting outcome all of a sudden. If internet gives you memes, you can still give some names back. I'm almost like urged to do it, but it just feels so fucking nasty to promote my Discord as like, hey, come post memes here. Like, what? Everyone does that everywhere on the internet. It's just another thing people found out about the internet. Oh, people just want to post memes. People want to be excluded from the conversation in a way. They just want some kind of emotion to prevail. And memes is the easiest way to do it. But in a way, you're still contributing something, and you're still kind of becoming that thing. So you need a name for that. Almost like me name. Look at that. Me turns into nah. What does that mean? It's pretty cool though. I guess it turns into a meme. How about that? Altogether. That's the meaning. A meme turns into name, and that's the mean. Okay, I'll take it. If you haven't figured out what I was talking about, name. Here you go, that's name, that's meme, okay? But together they're mean. And it translates, or whatever. It's just a way to appreciate things more here. It's pretty cool though. What else do we have? I think we answered most questions. Yes. We'll take that resource. We'll take people introducing themselves. And it's gonna, you know, maybe that's all people can do sometimes, just introduce themselves. And if you truly grasp that properly, that's it. That's the winning play. You'll capture their attention until they open the box. And they will request a trade. Okay? And if the trade fails, we know what happens next. We know what happens with the trades. We know what to expect from a single trade. And that's it. Because usually, like, think about it this way, right? Oh, it's actually more difficult than that. But yeah, in a single day, you should be able to earn $200 for a decent job. You should. So that's another trade that should happen, and only those kind of jobs should be provided and embraced. You can actually earn that in one day. Everything's prepared. Everything's fucking perfect. I don't know. It's still tough. But if you get only 50 a day, that's a failed trade. That's just a job. If you get 250, that's not a job anymore. That's fucking business right there. That's a deal. Anyways, that's all I have. I hope there's an ending to the story. I feel a little better now. I have a better perspective of the internet, and I just need this. Every single time I sit down 3 hours, but I need it so badly. There's one thing in the world that's very big disease, in my opinion, is just sexual anxieties. Like, the need to have a girlfriend, have sex, all that shit, like, it's such an uncontrollable desire. I have it too. Everyone fucking has it. But, that's what makes you fucking strong at this point. If you can rationalize that behavior and control it, truly. If you don't need to be in a relationship all the time, regardless. And I can feel it, I'm talking with a fucking Tinder person, and I'm like, what about girls? That's the question that I get. And this where the conversation goes off the rails immediately. What about it? What am I supposed to do? Why do you care about other girls, not yourself? It's still my business. It's still my thing. Are you trying to find more things to judge me with? Because that's not helping us trade anything. All of a sudden, like, you know what's going on. You know you're failing. I know I'm failing. And that's why I needed to, again, sit down and figure this shit out. In public. Public toilet, so to speak. That's what it is. Not much better than that, huh? Also, be it. So yeah, I mean, this $50 deal is like, oh, let's have one night stand. But a $250 deal is establishing a friendship, obviously. Establishing a handshake. Trading a few things very quickly. Or like, hey, come live with me for a day. That's a fucking good deal right there. Not just like, let's go to a fucking hotel and let's make it even hotter than it already is by its name. Crazy, dude. So yeah, I just bumped into It's Alex the movie. I dated a babysitter. See, that's the fucking weirdest thing, right? You want to prolong this competition of like how many wonderful exchanges are we gonna get? He's clearly dating his own babysitter, which is like, what are we even talking about? What kind of age gap are we even talking about here? It's fucking weird. Oh man, I dated my hot baby. Oh my god. This is what I'm talking about when I say such sexual anxiety, okay? It's Alex just explains very, very easily without me needing to subscribe to him, okay? Oh, wait. I want to know. Oh, I've seen this. It's so sad. I want to know how I get scammed. I think the best ending to it is like, well, internet has a best equivalent ever. Use porn. You know what you get, and you can skip to that part. So yeah, what's better than porn at this point? If someone can't offer you that, you're always gonna have a better equivalent of it. And in a way, it's like, well, didn't I just perpetuated sexual anxiety over like Tinder is supposed to be filled with that? With that tension as well. It's like, it's how it's designed. Okay? What am I trying to do on Tinder? Find friends? That's ridiculous. But, who cares? I'm just talking with people. They can add sexual anxiety spices in there if they want to. I don't know how to do it. I have never had it. Okay? I've never even attempted to have it. Okay, because I know most of the time it would fail. Crazy, right? It would fail because I have a lot of needs now. I have a lot of safety measures that I want to follow, including not safety measures too. Which is like, I don't want to wear a condom. That sucks, okay? And I'll probably not want to have sex by the moment we can have it. It's like, but my dick got sucked. I have no more stamina left. I'm done. You know, that's gonna happen. And I know that's gonna happen. And I'm not gonna save myself up for it because I'm not willing to wear a condom because it's just not natural. It's just like gay stuff all of a sudden. So like, you know, I'm just super weird. And for me, sex is just not gonna happen. Until people actually understand my weirdness and my way of life. And to dig through that wall, I don't expect anyone to do it either. I don't expect me to say yes, but I will hint at a yes. Just so I can hook someone up for the idea that, yeah, it could happen. I don't care. It's probably the best transaction anyways. Seeing someone in real life is a pretty good transaction. And there's still a lot of warming up to do. And that's just another thing, basically, that bothers me as well. But it's another interaction media. Tinder is another interaction media. Think about it. This is why I bunched it up with TikTok. It's pretty much the same thing in a way. And it actually works exactly the same way. You have no idea. It works exactly the same way. But in different ways, but it does the same thing, right? So I was able to punch it together. The most important part is that it's you get some kind of resource from the internet. So on Tinder you get that sexual tension. So your sexual anxiety goes away as long as you're doing it smart. As long as you feel like, wow, I just got one step closer, and that's the best thing ever, you know? You just monetize that feeling, okay? Masturbation is pretty much you monetize your feelings. Isn't that amazing? So, no, not November, motherfuckers. You know I failed it. You know I fail it every day. And I don't give a fuck. Which is also true. So, that's pretty cool. But the most important part is, it's a huge question of consent itself. And a huge question of other questions as well. And I've just said, Masturbate to monetize feelings. Guess what happened when I finally finished my 2017 Rewind review? It took so long. It was the next day, and I was very aroused to rest in pieces no matter what it takes, okay? And that's it. That's what happens. I had a lot of feelings bottled up all of a sudden, and I knew how to release it already on my own terms. Yes, some social people will enter release stage with partners now. Maybe they'll partner up, but it's not guaranteed that you will always have it around, you know, and that's also a problem. Which is like why we should embrace it more than suppress it. But that's just another fad that we can talk about. It's always the fads that we talk about, but we should not give up to the narrative. Okay, because the narrative is actually always scary as fuck. Just like, well, gays exist doesn't mean you have to tolerate them, okay? You just don't hurt them too much. Because, you know, it's gonna come with a backlash, okay? But you don't have to tolerate that by any means. Yeah, and most people are not gonna chase you into the wilderness just because you don't tolerate something. But they will resent you for no good reason, which is absolutely a good thing to take. And just take it at this point. If you slip into that category, you can take it. But other than that, you get the idea. The world is weird. That's the idea. But that's what makes it challenging and interesting. And I'll keep looking for exactly that every day. And every time I make a video, I make it because I found the challenge. I found that special feeling. If I can't find it, I can't make a video. Which is now its own challenge as well. Like, I have to search for it every single time. And it makes me also anxious to make videos too. Like, I have to have a video on hold. Otherwise, I don't feel productive. But yeah. Who knows? I mean, the next year it has to be different. It has to challenge me even more. Now that I've established something, you know? Every single time you establish something, just like juggling balls, there's some balls that are still in the air and has to be caught. So, you establish something, but you're trying to catch the other balls now. That are now in the air. They are undefined pretty much. Who knows what would happen if you caught them as well and established them as well. You don't know. So, yes, I think I've said everything. Let's see what our next video is going to be. If not just a bunch of battles. Or is it bad that I want to do battles? But yeah, I think when I did the election thing, you can kind of get this speed in which I operate. I'm a slow person. I take my time when it comes to thinking. That's what makes me smart. Patience. Yeah. It's crazy, right? Don't set your fucking ass on fire. And that's what makes make you smart, because you filter the wrong decisions in your life, and all you can talk about is the good decisions, and they kind of grow on their own terms. They need to be connected with each other. That's what will embrace your smartness. Crazy, but that's how I feel about it. If you're filled with wrong decisions, you're gonna struggle sleeping even. You're gonna struggle operating in life. You're gonna struggle not repeating mistakes. Though this is pretty bad. You probably should focus on something else than trying to be smart in that case. But I was able to make it, so now you can see how I did it too. I just said it. Just filter out the bad shit. And I filtered out so much, and I'm like, wow, a lot of things in reality are terrible and undoable and worth running away from and worth not feeling bad about that you ran away from it. Like, there's a lot of opportunities to make money, but money's a scam. Money's very destructive. And all these opportunities start falling apart very quickly when they demand you too many things. They don't appear to you in smaller portions. Those are fake opportunities then. And potentially they're very dangerous too. Which is like, whoa. I don't want to know that part of the game. So probably don't want to just try anything at all. Anyways, that's my thing. We'll figure out more things next time. Thank you.